It is lights out and we are racing in MotoGP here in Spain. This time around, Marc Marquez has nailed the start from pole position. Just listen to the roar of the crowd as Jorge Martin moves up on the inside of Marco Bezzecchi into second place. Pecco Bagnaia's got away well too. He's on around the outside of Bezzecchi into fourth from seventh spot. But it's Marc Marquez in front of his passionate home crowd that leads his home Grand Prix.
Yeah, just the start Pecco Bagnaia wanted. He just stayed on the left-hand side, just stayed well out of trouble into turn one and then picked a couple off on the way through the corner. So he's up into fourth. Pedro Acosta coming through the first sector down in 17th place. It's been a nightmare start for the rookie.
Not a great start either for Binder, who got the whole shot yesterday. He started fourth. He's already been pushed back down to sixth place on the pressure early on from the Gian Antonio, coming from a long, long way back. Wow. How far back goes Pecco Bagnaia? How did he get that stopped? What a first lap that's been from the world champion. Oh! He's got the inside line though through on Marc Marquez. Pecco Bagnaia started this Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez down in seventh place. He leads at the end of an incredible first lap.
A legendary first lap, but Marc Marquez is fighting straight back into turn number one, and Jorge Martin's going to take advantage.
They go three abreast, Marquez, Martin and Bagnaia. How did they avoid contact? Three of them almost lost the front there. Sideways goes Bagnaia, he's made a mistake, he's got him way, way too hot, and Martin and Marquez power on through, and now Bagnaia side by side with Marquez. Like Marquez might have missed the drive coming out that final turn. Martin then does hit the front, Bagnaia now in second. Oh, Zarco, and there was contact there, wasn't there, between Zarco and Acosta.
Yeah, but the fact that he's already back with Zarco in the first, that tells you that he'd already messed up the start before he even got to turn 5.
Johan Zarco going full Podiums there, wasn't he, on Pedro Acosta. That's a fast corner as well, sweeping through turn 5. Dani Pedrosa, well, there's going to be no double podium after he inherited the sprint rostrum yesterday. Here comes Bezzecchi on the inside of Marquez. Those two have got recent history as well.
Bagnaia wants to reverse this momentum that Martin has got, but he can't outbrake the race leader.
Oh, that's incredible onboard action. Martin's knee and elbow scrubbing the tarmac through turn 6, the Pedrosa corner. A weekend to forget for Aleix Espargaro, who hit a wet patch on lap 1 in the sprint yesterday, and an almighty high side into turn 8.
Oh, it's contact with Johan Zarco, and Zarco looked like he went down too. To me, he did indeed. Yeah. So Aleix Espargaro, I think, perhaps a little bit ambitious, and perhaps his patience finally ran out.
Two of the most experienced riders in, well, full-time on the MotoGP grid. The wise old heads have bitten the dust here, haven't they? Dani Pedrosa, 38, Johan Zarco, 33, Aleix Espargaro, 34, all in the gravel trap, unfortunately. Marco Bezzecchi still there in third place, and what looks at the moment like a pretty comfortable third, to his credit.
Yeah, a couple of laps ago, Marc Marquez was all about Martin down at the end of the straight.
Martin's gone down. Jorge Martin. We thought this year it was a new look, a more experienced, a more mature Jorge Martin. The mistakes that he made last year, which ultimately cost him the chance to win the MotoGP World Championship. And Jorge Martin crashes out at turn 6. The front folds on the Prima Prama Ducati. You don't save those. He crashes out of the lead here in Jerez. He crashed out of a 3-second lead, didn't he, in Mandalika last year, which was a massive blow to his title hope. Still a long, long way to go in this MotoGP World Championship. Will stay on board with the 93. On the inside he goes. Bezzecchi tried so hard to tough it out on the brakes. Both of their Ducatis, both their GP23s were snaking left. They were snaking right. They were nosedived on the front end, but it's Marquez that comes out the better of that fight, and immediately he's been able to gap Bezzecchi and start now the assault, the attack towards Bagnaia.
Acosta on the inside then of Jack Miller on the brakes into the Dani Pedrosa hairpin, and Acosta is into the top 10. The bad news for him is that he's got 4 seconds up ahead of him to Vinales, but he is limiting the damage.
Bezzecchi at the moment's in a pretty lonely and safe third place. He's got an advantage back to that's
Morbidelli and Miller.
Morbidelli and Miller having a.
And I think Jack's pretty angry with Frankie by the looks of that.
Well, it's fair to say that's a very frank exchange of opinion, isn't it? Through turn 5 we go, and a little bit further around than we saw the Aleix Espargaro's Johan Zarco incident, but the stewards are going to be busy post-race looking at that one. Bastianini toughing it out with Binder in the braking zone for the first corner. These two went down on that wet patch at turn 5 in the Tissot sprint yesterday. This is a fight for 5th. Marc Marquez sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 1:37.708. He is starting to really hunt down Pecco Bagnaia now. The gap under half a second, 0.485 of a second as they sweep through turn 4. Marquez is not going to be close enough to attack on the brakes into turn 6. He's just going to be patient here, got to pick his moment as they power out of the Pedrosa corner. They'll flick it left now through 7 and 8 where Marquez has been really super strong.
Turn 9's his best shot,
we go. Is he going to be close enough to have a launch on the inside of Bagnaia? This is the moment, here he comes into the Aspar corner. Marc Marquez leads the Spanish Grand Prix. Bagnaia though instantly tries to fight back. They touch, they rub going through turn 10. This is Portimao almost all over again on the exit as well. They touch on the entry to turn 10. They rub on the exit of turn 10 as well. Hold on to your hats on the edge of your seat. Have you got any nails left at home? Because Pecco Bagnaia is going shoulder to shoulder. He is going toe to toe here with Marc Marquez. They come out of the final corner. The crowd are on their feet. The noise is deafening here in Jerez. But it's Bagnaia that leads. 4 to go. The crowd are going absolutely ballistic in the background here. No question where their loyalty lies, no question where their allegiances is, as Marc Marquez now is going to try it again, isn't he, into turn 9. Bagnaia will hear the GP23 coming behind him. Will he go defensive here, tight into 9? Here comes Marquez though, and once again he fires on the inside of Bagnaia. He's going to run him wide again though, and Bagnaia on the cutback seizes the lead once again. Successive laps then here in Jerez, lap 21 and now lap 22, where Bagnaia and Marquez have toughed it out in turn 9.
This was where they made contact. Look how much Bagnaia wanted this. Marquez was wanting to turn in. Bagnaia just would not allow him.
There's some Portimao payback here, isn't there? These are two of not just the best in modern day MotoGP, two of the very best. Davide Tardozzi, he can't watch. He's got a few more grey hairs in his head right now, hasn't he, Davide Tardozzi? Gigi Dall'Igna looking somewhat tense and pensive. What a lap, what a lap. Pecco Bagnaia on 23 lap old Michelin tyres somehow has found a 1:37.449, over 4 tenths clear of Marc Marquez. I think it's all coming too little too late. Pecco Bagnaia, Marquez will not be close enough to attack Pecco Bagnaia in the final corner. What a race, what a ride, what a world champion. Pecco Bagnaia reigns in Spain. He does complete the Jerez hat-trick in one of the most memorable Spanish Grand Prix we've witnessed for many, many a year. Unbelievable. A record MotoGP crowd have just been treated to some spectacle. MotoGP at its very, very best. Pecco Bagnaia takes the checkered flag by just under 4 tenths of a second clear of Marc Marquez. Marquez did go all in, as we knew he would do. He set his best lap of the race on the last lap, a 1:37.637. Marco Bezzecchi takes 3rd place.
And we witnessed true sporting excellence from Pecco Bagnaia and from Marc Marquez. There was so little to choose between them in the end. But for all the victories that Pecco Bagnaia has taken, that's his 30th in all classes, his 20th in MotoGP, surely none of them will taste as sweet as this one. As FIM President George Villegas hands him the trophy. A clash of the titans at Jerez as Bagnaia shows why he's the world #1.
If you can't get enough MotoGP, click here to subscribe.